Link sprite. I mean, it's not like Link can jump or anything. What do you think? He's got the Rock's Feather?
We're gen too early for that, but we're off. What does Uncle have to say? Chasing tail, fly ladies do not follow. And we have a heart container. Well, no one's going to complain about a heart container in the first chest.
No, not at all. A lot of times runners will opt not to pick up hearts if it out of their way, but since you have to actually obtain the item inside the chest to see what it is, it may as well be a heart.
Yep. The one item that I really like to see there is always the Uncle Bombs, because if Uncle Bombs are there, they're not on Uncle.
Oh, the 10 bombs. Alright.
I've seen that a couple times already. What do we get? The hammer. We get to go fast.
Out of all the possible starting items, this is probably the one that gets you farthest along as far as progressing into the Dark World and onto dungeons.
Yeah, for sure. The bow being a definitely not as heavily required, but useful for an early dungeon, putting it up there as well.
Oh yeah, especially if Eastern Palace is a crystal. That allows a full clear immediately if you're comfortable with the dark rooms.
Yeah. So we'll see. Not a lot of farming for bombs just yet. Both players with the hammer, definitely very easy to take out some of these green guards to try to get that bomb drop.
Yeah, one of the tough things about starting off with a limited item, limited ammo such as arrows or can of Burna, the blue cane especially, you don't have a lot of resources to try to farm bombs, which gives you an extra 3 item checks as you're escaping the Hyrule Castle.
As we see nice and quick guard kills, and more love. It's a very lovely scene today. At least thus far.
1.25 love. Okay, looks like we got our stream synced up here, and it shows Joey Mittens is actually ahead by just a wee bit. Having a little bit of trouble. I always thought it was kind of funny how the guards, they block with their swords, not with their shields.
Yeah. And some trolls there. Joey Mittens just not... The green guards are not liking Joey Mittens at all here.
Well, and speaking of bombs, there we go. We won't have to farm them after all in this seed.
Nope. And of course, always nice getting that getting the 3, because it does mean that you can do the well and the Blind's Hut once you get to Kakariko as well, without having to worry about going to buy bombs first.
Oh yeah, and with 10 items in those 2 buildings put together, there's a good chance that you'll get bombs in one of them, or enough rupees to buy the bombs from the vendor. Now, there is the chicken coop, which is a little bit before the bomb shop in the layout of the village, but having to go all the way down to the bomb shop and then say back up to the well, that could be troublesome.
Of course, none of those are going to be game-breaking. You see lots of players route all sorts of different things in Kakariko, and you're not going to win or lose very many races off of that routing.
Okay, looks like ZephyrBlayze just retook the lead, with Joey Mittens having just a bit of trouble against that green guard, but I did actually like how ZephyrBlayze in the blue guard room, where the boomerang normally is, he snuck around the statues in the chest and hit him in the back. I thought that was pretty great.
Yeah, it prevented the block a little bit more easily.
Kind of Metal Geared him. Or Ocarina of Time him. Ocarina of Time has that little Metal Gear sequence.
Yeah. Because everyone wants stealth sections in their Zelda games.
And there's no cape in that game.
Like, what are they even doing? Anyways, off we get to the throne room, where we push aside this statue, portrait, whatever the heck it is thing.
I think I call it the mantle.
Mantle is a good word for it, probably, yeah.
It looks like a coat of arms, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Big ornamental thing that is blocking a hidden passage.
Ornamental mantle of arms.
How many terms can we mash together? Into the snake hallway.
Oh, a lot better pattern that Joey got there. Pretty synced up now.
Yeah. Zephyr with an extra bomb drop, which likely won't matter a lot, but... Bombos.
Okay, players will not be able to actually use that medallion until they grab a sword, though. Now, Bombos has... it can actually play into the entrance requirements of 3 different dungeons, actually. There's...
Yeah, all 3 of the Titans Mitts dungeons.
Yeah. So you have Misery Mire and Turtle Rock, which will require a random one of the 3 golden medallions you see there. And then also Ice Palace, if the players don't have Fire Rod to get through the first room of Ice Palace, they can use Bombos instead.
And it's always one of these things where Bombos is always a little interesting hint, because it may be a hint and it might not.
And looks like that early bomb acquisition paying off with an ocarina.
Not to mention literally paying off with 300 rupees.
They can use that to buy more bombs!
Exactly! Or go get swindled by Zora, one or the other.
So not that I'm cursing anybody or anything, but sometimes when I get an early flute and I get to the village, I may or may not remember to unstuck the duck.
Definitely been there. Definitely been there.
It's the same thing with getting early boots, and that's like a chocolate heart. That's an anatomically correct chest, actually. There was a heart inside, just like a human chest.
But it wasn't the sand cart.
No, it wasn't.
So not vanilla. Sorry guys, it was not a vanilla heart.
I prefer heart chocolates anyway.
Fair enough.
I'll see if we get tree pull checks from either of the runners here. Right now they would be on tier 2 as they've... Oh wow, that guy just dropped a bomb. That's convenient.
Zephyr not getting the same drop, but once again, that 4th bomb drop was really the more important one. The doesn't matter so much from there. Here comes our lumberjack check, though. Piece of heart.
Alright, let's find that cape and go enter Aghanim's tower.
Yeah, that's totally it. Not to mention, you know, a sword. And probably a lamp. But yeah, in all seriousness, I don't think anyone's going to get that piece of heart anytime this scene. Nor those 5 rupees. Because it's 5 rupees.
If I hadn't gotten the 300 rupees in the side room, like if I were sitting on 28 and thinking, alright, I get 30 in blindside, I get 40, okay, forget it, I'm just getting the 5. Because you do want to have 100 rupees enter Kakariko Village so you can buy the item from the bottle vendor.
And in a lot of cases, you want to have that 150 for the safety of having to buy bombs as well.
Ah. So I don't know if Zephyr killed 4 or not. That small magic jar was either a tier 1 or a tier 3.
Yeah.
As far as pupils go. I'm guessing since he killed the shocking pickle man after pulling the initial tree, so I think he was going for the full 4 and getting a tier 3. And the tier
Fair
1
enough.
will be easy to grab later.
Yeah.
Ooh, Joey Mittens equipping Bombos instead of bombs. So that extra tree pull actually put Zephyr a little bit behind. Was hoping to get maybe a 20 rupee drop or some more bombs, but he has knowledge though.
Nice gloves. Gloves aren't going to do a ton for us right now. Gloves doing very little by themselves in standard, assuming you got your bomb drop, because that's the only thing they really unlock by themselves. Is the drop down to an escape. I guess Zora, it unlocks Zora logically as well, but
Unlock Zora, it would allow a sequence break up to Death Mountain. It also gives them access to the Dark World where they won't be able to do anything yet anyway. But
oh, true, right? Because they have the hammer.
They can
yeah.
get there.
Well, and it's not even a sequence break up to Death Mountain. That's the best part.
Oh, the flute. So it didn't actually give them anything.
Again, the ability to go become their bunny sprite in the Dark World.
I will say, logically, I don't think the glove even opens up the sewer side room with the 3 chests. There's the sword, nice. It makes it a lot easier because you can drop down from the sanctuary, but I believe you can still enter from the front door.
That is definitely true. I had to do that in a previous race.
Wow.
Had to go there to get my book.
ZephyrBlayze looked like he was negotiating a discount for that item with the sword out, but no, nothing doing. Still had to pay 100.
Meanwhile, Swag Duck Anthem.
I see if Joey Mittens unstuck the duck.
Yeah, you'll hope he remembers that before he tries to just use the flute somewhere and realizes that there's no duck coming.
Ducky, where are you?
Can we get the swag bottle in? No bottles. Gonna have to come back for Sick Kid. Not a big deal when you already have the flute, though.
Mm-hmm.
Joey is not going to remember to activate his flute.
Unless he did it when we weren't looking.
Yeah, I don't think so, though. I don't think he would have got this much lead off that.
Ooh, half magic in the library. That will require boots, and if they're around here, you know, in the dark world and have mirror and boots, could see them going back in for it. Blue boomerang in the race game.
I don't think we'll see our runner. I could see a runner picking up if they did the race game. I don't think they're going to do the race game for it. Joey Mittens is going to go back and activate his flute, fortunately. Or at least I assume that's what's going on right now.
And that's technically not a commentator's curse, because he was still in the village area when he remembered. Walks past my ex-girlfriend. Just kidding.
No one checking the bar for you, though.
That's alright. Alright, ZephyrBlayze likely gonna flute over to the dam. Oh, let's do a little cheeky quick check on the desert ledge. I like that.
Yep.
Actually gonna move on to a Genus Cave as well. It's one of the more out-of-the-way locations that's accessible immediately. So you always hate to check it, but you always know in the back of your mind that you shouldn't put it off too long.
Because you never know. Never know. The problem is that always seems to have such a low chance of actually having something.
Right, because it's in the same, you know, oh, there's some mushroom. It's in the same bubble of items that are initially available as soon as you power up the game, right?
But it's just no Ice Rod Cave, unfortunately. Ice Rod Cave being sort of the powerhouse location in V29 according to the stats.
Oh, yeah? Good thing they have flute.
Exactly. So green pendant, desert, red pendant, Hera, and just a regular crystal on Eastern.
So, what I like... Hey! Spamming that B button. Or Y button.
Well, we blew up the witch. Fortunately, she doesn't care.
I hope she's brewing a resistance to fire potion there.
Joey Mittens also using Bombos, probably a wise decision overall here. The hook shot.
Fantastic.
That's really interesting because that
makes
the Death Mountain play huge.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
There's a book. Joey Mittens gets a book to go to direct him towards desert instead.
Okay, and there's also a cave there.
Missed the hook shot trick there in the dam by just a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't really lose too much by missing that trick. It is really nice if you can pull it off because it saves you a couple of screen transitions here. Since normally you'd have to go inside to get the chest, and then the blocks are pushed a certain way, so you have to go inside another time, pull the lever, and drain the dam.
Alright, it's time for some Ice Rod Cave.
So, immediately, that play of going to Aegina, picking up Mushroom to hookshot, that paid off.
Yeah, and that's gonna be... That may turn into an already decisive decision in this race. Hopefully it doesn't. It's never great to see such an early decision decide the entire race, but with how long it can take to check that cave for some runners, it could be. depending on how progression lines up in the seed.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, so like I said, Joy Mittens is being funneled to Desert here, so likely we'll check it in the near future.
Right, probably check it on the way out if he
Yeah.
leaps through the right side. He might not be able to finish it depending on where the big key is and what items on the torch.
And of course has no fire rod to actually finish the dungeon, whether he wants to or not.
I was just getting to that. No. Yeah, good point. So, might get nothing, might be able to clear everything in the front half.
And it would even be interesting to see if we find both items and one of them is a fire source, if he even bothers going to Land Molas anyways, as it is just a general pendant. But we are boots locked.
Yeah, that is the only chest that you can pick up.
There's no real... Yeah, I was about to say, there's no... Although, that did pull him away. He did not do Egg in this cave. Hopefully he just decides to flute back over, but he probably won't. I assume he'll go for Eastern Palace or Death Mountain.
What? Called the duck? Never mind.
Probably decided he likes to switch to Sahasrara more. I don't know.
Yeah, I think maybe he wanted to check Sick Kid, because, you know, as soon as you find the bottle, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
And another map check for Zephyr. And looks like that's actually a green pendant in Desert, which will unlock another item that Old Man Sahasrara gives you.
Did I have it backwards, or is it green pendant on Hera? Oh, it is Desert. Yeah, okay. I did have it backwards. Sorry, Tracker. I threw you off.
Now, ZephyrBlayze is doing a sequence break, so if he finds anything of importance from the old man here, that'll give him a little bit of clue as to where Lantern is. And
that being said, Master Sword in the back of Sahasrara's hut. Zephyr gets bombs.
Ha!
I think he really needed those, but sure.
Well, he fooled the game. The game didn't expect him to be able to get those bombs.
Exactly. What you gonna do now, game? How you gonna prevent him from using those bombs to get further?
It's not like they'd give you bombs right in the boomerang chest in the beginning.
Nah, the game would never do that. Thing is, that's sort of like getting a bottle off. Even like getting a bottle off the old man. It's like, well, that's nice. Doesn't really matter. A little bit of love on the spectacle rock.
The funny thing about getting a bottle in a sequence break too is like, did I trick the game and pull ahead, or was there just another bottle right in my face that I missed?
Yeah, exactly. So here goes Zephyr with the checking East Death Mountain.
Mm-hmm. Well, as you said, Joy Mittens is entering Eastern Palace. So the thing about the bottle is, it is progression, but there are 4 of them in the game, and when the game... Wow, another sword!
Oh.
When the game is laying out all the items, there's it's really only considering, I guess, the first bottle that you have available.
Exactly, yeah. Well, and really the logic is considering every bottle that was placed before whatever item it decides to place on Sick Kid. Would be even more technically correct. So it's even more sort of arbitrary than that.
ZephyrBlayze just picked up a fire rod in East Death Mountain, so that early Aegina play, getting the mushroom, is continuing to pay off for him. Now, it doesn't have any sword beams here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Joey Mittens has some sword beams to spare.
Just a few. And it's going to be that early tempered sword is going to... Whoa, Titan's Mitts.
So
doesn't do a lot for us just at this moment, but...
It would open up another sequence break, actually. Since he doesn't have Moon Pearl, there are a couple chests that he can pick up in the Dark World if he executes a minor glitch.
True, Super Bunny Cave could be super bunnied.
It could actually live up to its name for once.
Yeah.
Now, he would be stuck in the Dark World if he were to do that, since he doesn't have a mirror. So at the very least, he'll probably check Spiral Cave first.
Well, I expect he's checking Tower of Hera before any of that. But that being said, Tower of Hera being a regular pendant, there is always that play to skip out on it for now. Especially with the V29 being very polarizing on if you need all the dungeons or none of them.
I've noticed that too. And I'll also be able to use this book here and check on the Ether tablet. Now, since he grabbed that fire rod on the way, this will allow him the full clear Tower of Hera no matter what the key layout is.
Yeah, if he decides to do so. Just a little piece of love. So we're not going to be coming back for that once Zephyr actually does get his Master Sword. Joy Mittens is not going to do... Well, oh, sorry, did he do the Dark Room?
I believe he did.
Okay, it was just vanilla big key and he had to walk all the way around.
Yep, all for a map. Zephyr just locked himself in.
Zephyr,
No.
that wasn't the correct order of things to do.
He knows what he's doing. But I think he just wanted to... He was going to hit that crystal with a fire rod, but he wanted to save his magic. If only he had picked up that boomerang in race game.
Exactly, that boomerang. We need that blue boomerang more than you know. With the big key, definitely going to go ahead and continue. It would have been interesting to see with the small key. I assume he probably still would have continued, but it does make a lot of time investment for something that's potentially not required.
Joey Mittens also sequence breaking to get his 3 sneezes from the old man.
Yep.
And he'll be done on
Locked
Death
out
Mountain.
very fast. Yeah.
Yep,
He's
see, doesn't
Go
have
up
that
and
shot.
find his... What was even in there? Like 20 rupees? Or was it the big 20? Or it wasn't much, that's for sure.
It escaped my mind because it was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a piece of heart, I believe, on top.
Piece of heart on top, yeah. That I did remember. Vanilla piece of heart. Zephyr, that's not how you set up the bomb jump. Or
I think...
Is that him leaving?
Maybe he's leaving. Did he pick up 2 items already?
Well, the bombs were at the bottom, so yeah, actually, I guess that probably was two items.
Okay. Yeah, good
Okay.
thinking. Yeah, he
Fair
knows
enough.
that he can only find 2 items in Tower of Hera outside of the keys and dungeon items. So he found them, and he's not going to go all the way for a lousy stinking pendant unless, it's never too early to start thinking pedestal, I guess.
Yeah.
But it is a large time investment for something that will very likely not be required.
Joy Mittens fortunately making the play back to Agnes Cave before... Actually, I'm not sure he has anything else.
Guys, where's Moon Pearl? Is it on the pyramid? If there's a lamp in Spiral Cave...
Yeah, still need the lamp first.
I think that's it. No one checked Sick Kid yet. So if lamp is on Sick Kid or right here in Spiral Cave, then we might be having a little fun tonight. Well, okay, Sick Kid basically has to have lamp or Moon Pearl at this point, I believe.
Well, or don't forget I mentioned before, Zora.
Yeah. You thought the game was being generous by giving you 300 rupees, but no, it wanted you to be just out of reach.
Yep. Zephyr's gonna go for the Eastern play. Can't blame him.
So, I've never seen anybody loot the treasury in Eastern Palace without lamp. It is kind of tricky, because you have some anti-fairies bouncing around and you can't see them. There are 180 rupees in there. Plenty for ZephyrBlayze to farm up to his Zora money. Would only need 500 rupees to get that item. But...
You can always still hula hand room as well.
that would be much easier. Especially with the glove, they can do the easy setup. Well, there's the flipperless setup, and then there's the
And then there's the general spots, farming spots. If you don't know any of those, there's always the spot just on the way to the desert where you just open up the thieves and get your way there, 40, 50 rupees at a time?
Yeah, there's 50 rupees total if you go to the spot right outside of the desert. I prefer to farm rupees in the archery contest. Unfortunately, you're going to need Moon Pearl if you want to get there.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem when the Moon Pearl's what we're looking for.
There's always the treasure chest mini game, the Light World ones. There's one in the forest and one right outside the library. But that's just that's just RNG. If I had saved recently, I might go for it. I don't know. I don't even know how those work. So ZephyrBlayze.
Or you can always go pull your bush crabs and get one rupee at a time. Because I believe that's what the bush crabs had this seed.
If only that bottle had a golden bee in it instead of a blue potion.
Joey Mittens using his sword beams that he has here to hit the crystal switch.
Yeah. So
Once again, proving that he has sword beams and used them.
I scarcely believed it until I saw it for myself.
As we mentioned, Zephyr did not have sword beams for that room. Anyways, as everyone's recovering the place that we've already seen, that's an interesting setup. Interesting, largely because of the fact that you don't actually need to move after you place that bomb if you're in the right spot in the first place. You just sort of get yourself in the bottom corner, place the bomb, and sit there till the bomb explodes.
You know what's kind of funny is just the slight inventory differences that the runners have is making them catch back up to each other. I noticed, as we talked about Joey Mittens having the sword beams to get through the mini Moldorm room, and also ZephyrBlayze having a hook shot allowed him to skip a couple of rooms here in Eastern Palace.
Ooh, he's just going to spawn all the Stalfos, though.
And he's got a hook shot equipped. Did we see a stun prize yet?
I'm not sure if we saw a stun prize. I haven't been watching too much of what's going on over there.
What if that's 20 rupees? That would be pretty sweet. So
the question still remains: what's the progression? Lamp or Moon Pearl?
I wonder also if Joey Mittens will do the Super Bunny Cave after Hera. He can actually get this piece of art too, which unfortunately is just kind of wasting his time.
Yeah, the negation. The one time that having more swords is a problem. You have to wait there and sit through the tablet animation. I'm sorry.
Oh, you know what? You know what just became available is nothing because Desert Palace is bootlocked.
Yeah, nothing at all.
As I was saying.
We have the ability to go to the back and light the torches. We do not have the ability to actually open the door and go fight Molas.
Yeah. But hey, you can find the door.
You can find the door. You can uncover it. Is Joey Mittens actually just pretty much ahead in checks at this moment, or am I forgetting something that Zephyr's checked that Joey hasn't? Because Zephyr still has to go and get that bottle from Desert if that was to match up otherwise.
Well, Zephyr did Hera.
Like, Joey just has Spiral Cave, basically just has Spiral Cave to do to be done his checks. Maybe they're pretty much even. That might be pretty much even, actually. So
he goes in the desert. We might also see, there are a couple sequence breaks. There's the potential for a sequence break to bypass an Aghanim requirement right here. If, for example, the pyramid item is actually flippers, and say Hobo has the Moon Pearl.
Yep, exactly.
Then doing the fake flippers to Hobo could actually skip the requirement for Aghanim's tower.
Yep.
But that means that the next progression item is Lamp and not Moon Pearl as well.
Yeah, there's no reason to be rushed. There's actually almost negative reasons to do sequence breaks right now. Fake Flippers isn't a great... without the Moon Pearl, Fake Flippers is only worth one item and getting to Zora a slightly faster way. So it's not nothing, but it's not, like, the most valuable play in the world.
So ZephyrBlayze realizes that he's bootlocked and leaves. We didn't see There's also a way to get the 2 chests on the east. If you go into the second half and grab the small key first, that's technically a sequence break as well, but...
We'll see if we're seeing something like this from Joey. I'm not quite sure what he's going to do once he walks out of the cave, whether... Okay, he's just going to save and quit. Sick
So
kid time.
That's another thing, actually. If the pyramid item is boots... Lamp. Mirror.
Mirror. Mirror doesn't do... Oh. Checkerboard cave.
Oh, wow. With the Titan's mitts, it's almost gotta be there. Wow. Zephyr knows it. But checkerboard cave could also be lamp.
Could also be lamp. That it could be. So we have to survive this murder dactyl for a little bit, or terror dactyl as I like to call it.
The other possibility is the pyramid item being boots, and then that Desert Palace East Wing being Moon Pearl.
Yeah, there's lots of possibilities on what exactly the progression is.
There's another sequence break you can get the 2 items in Mire Shed, I believe, as long as you have Mirror here. I think you have to use Mirror on the frame you for that cave?
I don't know.
It's one of the lesser-known minor glitches that are allowed in Randomizer.
There's a lot of bunny glitches that are allowed. There's the Moon Pearl.
Ah, I wanted it to be lamp. So Joey actually cannot get these chests since he doesn't have Moon Pearl.
And he's not realizing that he can't do it. There we go. Out he goes. And let's see if Zora has... Well, he doesn't even have money for Zora. He's pretty much just got to...
So...
Hey,
it's
Joey very confused.
To throw it. Yeah, it's... One of the nuances of this glitch that Joey's trying to employ is that you actually need Moon Pearl. It's, you need Moon Pearl to get the walk on water glitch.
Or you need a very specific... Or you need to arm the water walk state elsewhere. But you need boots for that, so that's sort of irrelevant.
Alright, so Zephyr is immediately going to head into a dungeon that he can full clear, since he's got Fire Rod, and even nice to have Tempered Sword to fight Mothula.
Did we get a map check that just blew by? Or is he just doing it?
No, but this music tells us that it's a crystal dungeon.
Fair enough. Well, that Gibdo being stuck there is very convenient.
Or actually, there was a map track, and shout outs to Yoko, our tracker, who caught it when we didn't. Already filling in the blanks here.
Ice Palace being a 5/6 crystal is. Wait, what's going on there? Is that right? Yeah. Palace being a 5/6 is silly. Uh-oh, Joey Mittens is doing Aga 1 without the lamp.
Did he not even get the mirror? Oh, so another thing, when I said, oh, this is unfortunate. When you pick up that first bottle, you immediately think of Sick Kid, and if you don't act on it right away, it's hard to keep that in the forefront of your mind. So
pedestal check.
Already, okay. So this could be a thing.
And pedestal is a little bit of love. Just a little bit.
Are you singing Supertramp?
Possibly.
A little low on health here. ZephyrBlayze's going to pick up a couple hearts. 2 in this room, and there's also 1 in the Gibdo key room.
Gonna pick up all the magic as well.
Yeah, one of the more fun aspects of randomized enemy drops is that you can normally count on these Gibdos to give you some magic, but not in Randomizer.
Not a bad idea to just bomb those here. Saves half the magic that he would have had to use otherwise. Or the slashes that he would have had to do, which... Oh, look at that. Full magic refill. He could have just burned them all. It would have been a ton faster, but you never know until it's too late.
Right.
And Joey Mittens, what's going on? Why were we frozen there? Why are we free? Uh-oh. You can do it, Joey Mittens. Everything's fine.
No, it's not frozen. It's just a dark room.
He's stuck in the maze, I think, right now.
Oh yeah, so a lot of players are adept at doing the dark room maze in Palace of Darkness, and when you approach an opening in the railing, you can just kind of hold a diagonal and you slide through the opening. For some reason, whether the railings are a little closer together in Aghanim's tower, it doesn't work that way. You actually have to get to about the right spot and then press orthogonally into the slot of the railing that you need to go through.
Yeah, the room not being awfully difficult in general, typically, if you sort of know what's going on. Getting to the chest isn't too hard. It's getting to the door after the chest that's a little bit more painful.
But I feel for him. I have enough trouble getting through this room when I have a lantern.
Did he get there? Hey, look at that. He got to the chest. Then we go with more checks, Zephyr. While Joey is stuck in the maze, unfortunately. Oh, we got over a row.
I wonder if he's looking for corn. But if he found some, that would be amazing. I agree with ZephyrBlayze here. Don't bother going for a bomb jump without boots. And that's the second item in Skullwood, so no progression here other than the crystal, but that's good.
I've always done it without boots, but that's just because I never learned any of the bomb jumps with boots, so I'm crazy.
It's funny, it's a little trickier to learn the setup for it, but it makes the execution a lot easier because you don't have to be as precise with your initial placement.
Exactly. No, and if I ever start doing the Tower of Hera bomb jump, I will definitely be mostly doing it with boots anyways. I'm not consistent enough in my bomb jump setups to be risking a 2-floor fall.
ZephyrBlayze doubling back here real quick, gonna check the ledge item in the bumper cave. Since he has the cape, he will be able to pick it up if it's something he wants.
And 5 rupees is not something he wants.
Yep, it looks like
not even worth the cost of the magic to get to the 5 rupees.
Joey Mittens, 4th floor. Is he yet in the room with the torches?
Maybe. If he is, he should be lighting a torch, but...
That's the hardest room to get through. There are pits everywhere and blue guards trying to mow you down, but I do believe there are torches you can light here.
Yeah, there are definitely torches you can light there. Well, I'm glad the decisive moment wasn't the hook shot. This is a... But, this is a different issue. Well, what do we have on the graveyard ledge? Everyone's favorite location. It's 20 rupees.
ZephyrBlayze is just gonna flute and go right back into Village of Outcasts. Probably check the treasure chest game, so get your guesses in, chat. Pick a number between 1 and 2. Which chest is it gonna be in?
Isn't the answer always 2?
Oh. Shh. No hints. I thought that it could be 1, the first or second.
From what I've seen, it seems like it's always second. I could be wrong. But it always feels like the second one is always an item drop, and the first one is not necessarily. There's the second one being the bow. That was definitely the item drop.
You know, you don't find bows like under pots and enemy dropping them.
No, not very often. Arrows maybe. Bows not so much. This isn't Breath of the Wild, of course.
Ooh.
Hopefully that just tells Joey Mittens to leave and not do this anymore.
Or maybe that was intentional because he wanted to leave.
Maybe. Save and quit probably would have been faster, though. Hopefully he's had some time to think about where he needs to go.
So that bow allows them to finish up East Palace if they want to do it in the dark.
And Joey Mittens gets the mirror.
Yep. Let's see if he picks up on where that mirror wants to send him. Oh, he might be going in for a tree pull. There's a picture of Mario inside that house that you can pull. In vanilla, you know, the tree pulls could be any number of rupees. But I think his tree pull is only 1 rupee, so maybe just a little bit of instinct. He wanted to go in there for the blue rupees that would normally be there on tier 2, but
I think it's just as much that he's confused and trying to figure out what the mirror unlocks.
I thought maybe he wanted to go for Zora money. But
maybe.
Okay, he's got it.
He's got it. We're on it.
I believe the Dark World or the Golden Land is like an alternate dimension. Oh,
Ooh.
it's the reason we call them murder pterodactyls.
They'd be murdering this seed.
Too bad they're not murdering seed like most birds do.
Yeah, that would be nice. Or maybe we are also seed, and then it doesn't change anything.
Or maybe he's just like, I seed Link, so I eated him.
Yes. Seafood diet.
Or Bomberman.
Bomberman.
Seafood.
Indeed.
Seed food.
The seafood diet.
I didn't really get this this concept. Okay, uses the mirror dodge there. Pretty nice.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's not where you want that. Well, if he just waits out his iframes. There we go. Whew! Almost major glitch.
Everything's
there.
fine.
I think that would technically... I guess it's not a major glitch because
No, it wouldn't be... Yeah, it wouldn't be a major glitch because it's just degressing from where you...
It's a ledge that you can normally jump off of. There's a similar place where you can get into Turtle Rock by employing a major glitch that gives progression.
Yeah.
But major glitch is not allowed in this tournament. It is a glitchless logic, which never requires glitches, but minor glitches are still allowed.
And really, the main reason for that is so that people can hammer dash, like, and sword and spin dash and all those fun things.
Yep.
Because there's, as we mentioned before, there's all these bunny-related logic things that can be required, but no one really does most of them because they're so most of them are very convoluted in their use.
You know what's funny?
What is funny?
This is a seed, and neither of the runners did it, but I just realized that this would have been a seed where it's possible to use the Ice Palace Bunny Revival glitch.
Yes. Yep.
Since they had Fire Rod and Hammer, they could fake Flipper and Bunny Revival, so employ 2 minor glitches to get into Ice Palace early. Now, whether or not that's smart, I don't know, but it would have been a seed that would have been one of the few seeds I've seen where it's possible.
And do you need a fairy for that?
No, you just have to get killed by the freezer in the
You
first
just need to
room.
die?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you
I
save it.
couldn't remember. And yeah, fair enough.
There's a separate overworld glitch which requires a fairy revival, but...
Yeah. Cane of Burna in the big chest.
Oh, wait.
What are we awaiting? Anyways, Joey Mittens going deep in Skullwoods here. Might take a death here. Probably just gonna kill all the Gibdos just to remove that chance.
Yeah. And you see that some of the top tier runners know just how to manipulate the mummies, but I always kill the Gibdos before.
It's one of those things I often sort of try to do it. Did he get to the chest?
I don't think so.
Nope. Was down to 1 heart and couldn't make it there. Just gonna fire rod them.
Okay, looks like our final pendant is in Swamp Palace, which means the flippers will
likely not be required for our runner's Goma.
Exactly. The game will expect you to have flippers to get an Ice Palace, but I don't imagine that these runners will need it. They can do fake flippers. Joey Mittens already having shown us that he can.
What other fun things do we still need? So we still need the bow, of course.
Bow is in the chest game.
All right, okay. I'm looking at the wrong. Yeah. So what do we need? We need whatever medallions that we need for Turtle Rock and Misery Mire.
Yeah, and I was so entranced on the runners getting to that checkerboard cave. If they checked the Misery Mire medallion, I missed it.
I don't think so, because they were too worried about the pterodactyl.
They should call it a Terra Distractal.
that I guess that works too.
That's what they wanted to call them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Scientists when they discovered the fossils.
Yeah. That makes sense. I see it now.
But they were so distracted by the Terra Distractals that they forgot what they were going to name it.
Anyways, we killed the Gibdos with our sword. Now we can just go and fire rod everything. Hammer Pegs has shield.
Hey, he's going to pick it up. Awesome. I always love when you pick up the shield. It updates the sprite at the same time you pick it up, so you have 2 shields.
Good time.
Alright, and Jeremiah was a bullfrog, but now he's a dwarf.
And he's no longer a good friend of ours.
Yeah. Zephyr's gonna sell the dwarf for an item here. And 10. Oh, who's that? A dwarf and 10 rupees for a piece of heart.
Joey, please, Joey, please.
He's got a blue potion, but he probably wants to save that for late game.
And down he goes. Well, time for some chest routing. We'll get a couple checks through here. Stumpy K45.
Yeah, pretty much everything's on the table right now, even Bombo's tablet. And of course Hype Cave, which we've not seen yet this run.
No, Hype Cave's been pretty hype in V29. It's not like straight up always hype, but it's got good amount of hype. Zephyr getting a second shield.
Usually there's at least one good item in there. It's not like the old days when you'd find 2 or 3 out of 5 items progressing. Oh, careful with those mummies.
What are we doing,
The
Joey?
marching band guy. The marching band guy almost got Zephyr.
And we're back to being Bomberman for a little bit here, as we continue toting a chest across the land. Now, one of the things that we don't know if it's required yet, of course, is the boots, because we know we don't need pedestal, but we do know that Desert has all of its items locked behind the boots.
That's true.
It also makes
one item. There was the bottle, but the second
right.
item is the hospitalist pendant, of course.
Yeah. And of course, that one item was actually progression in the seed.
So already the pendant dip was required.
Yes. The Tower of Hera pendant dip, not so much.
They didn't even pick up the bomb capacity upgrade. Let's also not forget everybody's favorite location for Ganon's Tower Big Key could be locked behind the boots.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
we don't know what we'll see at this seed, for sure. Yeah, I forgot about the fact that we found one item. If we hadn't found any items, it would actually be one of these seeds. It's a very interesting idea to take a key from the back and use it to do the front. Use it to do the front right. Okay, Hype Cave, how hype are we today?
Okay.
That's not really the best start, but
Isn't this vanilla? Like, aren't these also?
What?
What the heck? What does the kid give you? Like 100 or 300?
I don't know.
But I believe
That was-
those are all red rupees in vanilla.
Okay. Okay. So we've got 130 rupees, guys. We got 4 red rupees and a 50.
Enough to check Sora with enough left over to pay Kiki. And Joey Mittens pulling out a clutch kill on Mothula there. Finishes it up with 1 heart. And
Zephyr is going to actually check Meyer now. And that he can just kill the pterodactyl instead of running away from it. What do we have? We have Bombos. We can get in.
We can get in, but we won't be able to clear it without Red Cane, and we might not want to even try without Lantern.
So we'll see exactly what decisions get made here. Pulling the mirror out, not quite as useful as it normally would be, because normally once you do this, you go over to Checkerboard Cave and you go, yeah, I'll keep this out. So I'm interested to see what his next play is, though. So are we fluting? Yes. Yes, we are fluting. Okay, so we're going to go for the Death Mountain check 2. Probably a good choice. We want to see what Turtle Rock is, as well as there's 6, 7 locations if Spike Cave is available as well.
Yeah. Got the cape. Cape, and if he still has that blue potion, that would be nice. But I think with cape and hookshot, it should be... Oh, he's got the burn.
He's got burn on. Yeah, it's not a problem at all.
So Burna actually has a larger startup cost than Cape, but the magic use per second is less. So you actually use less overall if you use Cane of Burna to get through the Spike Cave. Funnily enough, because Cane of Burna is supposed to be inside that cave.
Yeah. Joey Mittens going for the bomb jump. trying to move down 1 pixel so he can move up 2, but just not quite working out for him.
So here is the Super Bunny Cave. These 2 chests could have been checked earlier with a sequence break for a red bottle, which would have kept them from having to go into Desert Palace, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about having an extra bottle.
Would have been an interesting quote-unquote sequence break.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say quote-unquote sequence break. That the mirror part would have been the interesting sequence break. Where are you going, Joey?
Just going to check the Cape Cave.
Yeah, I just
And
want to check
Vamos
Upper
again.
Cave. Okay, so no more medallions needed. Getting us real close to go mode then.
Yeah, just need Ice Rod, Red Cane, Lantern, and
Hey, look, Red Cane.
And Red Cane. Hey, there's Footman.
Hey, look, Bugnet. I don't think that was not quite as high. Oh, that was an interesting little concurrency of events there. ZephyrBlayze, just do the cave. Okay, we got the chest. It's a 10 bomb capacity. We didn't need it.
And it looks like he is going to go ahead and check the Spike Cave. Now, this is kind of interesting because he can almost clear Turtle Rock right now for 5 items.
Yeah. It doesn't really make sense to rush it too hard, though, because now that he's 1 item from Go mode straight up, especially... Well, sorry, End Lamp. He's 1 item from Goable mode. We'll call it
Goable mode.
Goable mode. I'm just going to coin a new term and no one's used.
I like it. Alright, so he can... He might want the lamp, but he could technically clear out Misery Mire.
Yeah, very interesting that this is a seed that we could have very literally had 2 items that are supposed to be required by logic not obtained at all.
Yeah. Oh, we do have crystal dungeons here for Pod and Eastern, and I think that's what ZephyrBlayze is thinking.
Not quite sure why we're walking there. We probably just want to flute there, but where are we going first? Are we going Waterfall Cave?
Here we go. He's going to utilize his flippers first. That's a good call.
It's all an interesting case at this point because it's sort of like, what do you want to try to complete first so that you can go mode it later?
Yeah, you want to put off Ice Palace to the end, hoping to get Ice Rod before you get there.
But of course, typically you'll still do a full clear of Ice Palace before you dip Turtle Rock because you don't really want to have to climb the mountain an extra time if you don't find that Ice Rod in Turtle Rock.
Yeah. ZephyrBlayze is swimming. Let's see if he goes to the portal or if he goes to the whirlpool over. I guess the portal's not on this side of the ledge there. So yeah, he's gonna go ahead and check the Waterfall Fairy Cave. Joey Mittens attempted to check it earlier, but wasn't able to execute the Walk on Water glitch without Moon Pearl.
So what shall we see here?
So the asterisks next to the pendants and crystals you see on the tracker there are special pendants and crystals. You see Desert Palace has a green pendant, and there's a star next to it because that pendant also unlocks an extra item if you talk to the old man Sahasrahla outside of Eastern Palace. Similarly, the 2 crystals marked with the asterisk are required in order to grab the orange bomb, which unlocks 2 items, Pyramid Fairy Fountain.
Well, time to find out if Zora was some form of a decent play all along. It's looking like probably no, but
Lamp or Ice Rod.
Yep, could be Lamp or Ice Rod or Boots. Or
even non-required Boots would be worth it, I think.
Yep. And it's a heart container. Well, we'll take it. We're not going to be super happy about it, but we're not going to be overly upset by it either, I don't think.
Playing a song for the old man.
Yep. And 5? No, not to 5.
Alright, so he's gonna go into Ice Palace, probably hoping to find Lantern in there to facilitate his entrance into Palace of Darkness to the eastern.
Yeah, I find this a little interesting, because I find that Pod does have a lamp so often. But definitely not a poor play to sort of take the logic and say, hey, I know I need a lamp somewhere. Where would you hide it?
Mm-hmm. And I actually watched a race yesterday where that Lantern was not only in Pod, but in Harmless Hellway, which is probably the last item in Pod you're going to check outside of the Dark Rooms.
Yeah. Yeah, I always enjoy finding in the Terrapin room. In other words, the one north of that, the chest before that. Get some good old hookshot strats in the Penguin room. Not explicitly necessary, given that that we had the Tempered Sword, so spins would have dealt with the Penguins just fine as well. But whatever works. Joey Mittens picks up his Cane of Burna.
ZephyrBlayze already setting up the switch here to do his Ice Palace bomb jump. Nice double kill on the Stalfos Knight. It's always nice when you have sword beams up for that jellyfish.
Doing the bomb jump is definitely not really required when we're still looking for... So I assume the reason that we're here is that we're sort of looking for 2 items. I assume that he's sort of looking for the lamp still as well. Otherwise, making the pod play just, I feel like, would have made more overall sense. Although that being said, I guess pod probably only has 2 or maybe 3 locations that could really be the lamp. The rest of them are going to be keys anyways, or they're going to be not have the lamp because they're dark rooms.
There we go. First-ish try on the bomb jump. So
the first try.
The thing about the Ice Palace bomb jump, when you don't have the red cane, you almost always want to do it. When you do have the red cane, you may or may not want to, depending on where that first key is. It's never bad to do it. Because if you do the bomb jump, then you're guaranteeing access to everything.
Now, when you have the hook shot, you still also always have access to everything. Once you have the hook shot and the Cane of Samaria, and it sort of depends. There's very there's very subtle differences in the two ways. So I often opt to try to leave the bomb jump out, as I'm not the best at executing it, and the time saved from it is negligible, if any, when you're full clearing the dungeon.
That could be another factor, is your confidence in the execution.
Yeah.
But if you are feeling a little daring and want to do the bomb jump, you can actually still get to, say, the iced tea room if you sneak in through the back doors of the locked caves, or the locked doors. But yeah, grab the small key from the freezer room, so he heads back over here toward the iced H room, I guess. I don't know.
Zephyr does spawn both Stalfos in this room. Most runners you'll see go and hug that left wall to not spawn that Stalfos on the right side, but...
Is that how they do it?
Yeah. It's one of those things that I've always done, and I just sort of realized that I'm like, oh, there's this... You talk to some people, they're like, wait, there's 2... I had someone explain to me, they're like, yeah, in the 2 Stalfos room, like, you do realize both of them have 2 Stalfos, right? Both rooms have 2 Stalfos. They're both 2 Stalfos. So, yeah. just hug that left wall and you'll have a one Stalfos room instead.
So there's one. The one is Stalfos 2 Stalfos room 1 and 2 Stalfos room 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
And there's also one Stalfos room 1 right behind the big door, and then the other one right before you fall down.
the switch spot. Yeah.
The room where the devs of original Link to the Past would never think you'd use Canis Maria. Because why would you do Dungeon 5 before Dungeon 6?
Or maybe they did intend that. Considering that they never even really... They used that puzzle for 2 places in the entire game after that point, right? They use it in Mire, and they use it in Ganon's Tower, like, that's it?
Right, those are the only 2 places where it's required, yeah. There's a couple places where it saves a little bit of time, like in Palace of Darkness and Skullwoods, yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe they did intend it. And maybe Mach Ball was intended in Super Metroid so you could get early super missiles.
Maybe.
We'll never know.
Well, maybe you will. Depends on which developers you ask and how long they keep their secrets. Also depends on how hard they want to troll you.
Do you think any of the original Link to the Past developers have played Randomizer?
I wouldn't be too surprised if they have, although of course, to my understanding, the dev has been mostly done in English. Is that no magic? That could be a little bit of a problem. He hopefully he knows to go, of course, into this right door to, yeah.
Well, I think with the 2 magic jars and his Bombos medallion, he would have enough.
Yeah.
He despawned the bunny beam.
Yep, that's one way to do it. Or maybe it'd be more correct to say he splatted the bunny beam. So now we can use some fire rod shots on Cold Stare as well. Which, when you're running Tempered Sword, isn't an awful thing to be able to do. Butter Sword is a little less relevant. You kill them so fast. Fortunately, wasted one of the fire rod shots, but it shouldn't matter. Yeah, there we go. Down goes Cold Stare. He had a map. We're not too worried about that.
Now I guess the one thing can find his way through the palace.
The other thing about this, of course, is that this does open up Pyramid Fairy, and from what I can tell, Pyramid Fairy is not at all blocked by Dark Rooms, so could have the lamp.
So we got Skullwoods and Thieves Town, and so we got the early flute. None of the Death Mountain stuff was blocked by Dark Rooms either. Yeah, I believe that's so.
Like, I think aside from the old man, I don't think we've done many Dark Rooms yet.
Okay, so ZephyrBlayze looks to be going into Pyramid Fairy, or maybe even a big Swamp Palace gamble, but probably the Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, I don't see it
be the first one, the Palace of Darkness.
I don't see any reason to be making the Swamp gamble over the Pod gamble.
And the Pyramid Fairy actually does head him over to the actual pyramid item that's outside, and then over to Palace of Darkness.
He's just skipping the big bomb? That seems like a bit of a routing mistake. Especially when you're going to the pyramid anyways, you may as well have taken the 15-20 seconds to go pick up the big bomb and take it with you. Especially when you don't have boots, you're losing no time by taking the big bomb with you. Oh well.
What are the odds there's anything important in there?
Not amazing, but not awful either. Was that the Uncle Bomb upgrade? The Uncle Bombs?
Catch
I
it
don't
on
know.
catch it
Yeah.
on the Speed Gaming stream. Yes, it was.
Good time. Meanwhile, Joey Mittens into the right side of pod.
Ah, those drops getting in the way of the hook shot. I hate when that
Yeah.
happens.
I just want to hit enemies and pull myself to places, not pick up everything between me and that place.
But if you pick something up, you might duplicate it and pick up too.
That's true. Like hearts.
Little bug there, yeah. If you're low on hearts, try picking one up with a hook shot. There's a chance you'll get 2 hearts for 1. But there's a fairy room coming up here, so. With Bugnet, he's got a blue potion. I think he still has his blue potion.
I believe so, yeah. Oh, hi, Ether Medallion. I don't think we need you.
Unless they forget where the invisible platforms are in Ganon's tower.
Yeah.
ZephyrBlayze is going to do actually a slightly different routing here. He's going to head up to the Coliseum, or
And without boots,
I think they call it the arena. I'm sorry.
yeah. Without boots, I think I prefer this route. As you can't bonk back over, you have to walk around as Joey Mittens is doing, but it's a very small difference either way. I'm also not sure if there really is a specific optimal path of routing pod when you have the mirror and the hammer in Rando, because of the fact that you don't know where the small keys are for sure.
One of the nice things about the way Zephyr's going, since he did get the small key, he can check this item in between the bridges here, the big key chest. Then he can jump down into the Stalfos room, and then he can take the teleporter and already be halfway to the east wing.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a little bit more efficient to route it like this
If you get the
overall.
key, yeah.
But you need the keys. Basically, you need to have pretty much not been key locked in the first place. If pod was bow locked, you won't get to do that. Sometimes even if pod isn't bow locked, I don't think you can do that. We're getting a hammer yump? Or I don't know what's going on here. Joey Mittens, please. Not sure if he just decided the setup wasn't fast enough for what exactly is going on there, but just abandoning it.
Did he get the big key yet?
I'm gonna go with yes, because Zephyr has it.
Oh, okay. Sometimes I do a bomb jump and I don't have the big key, and I try to open the chest without it. Yeah,
Yep.
okay. Alright, so no fire rod strats again on Joey Mittens' side. But he's already found the first chest. Boots!
Well, that gives us an interesting gamble once we finish pod.
Yeah, so...
Oh, we got an invisible item.
Was there still a small key at large that had been down there?
No, we got all the small keys now.
Oh, this is a place where I like to use Bombos or Ether. Freeze all the little Dodongos.
Aether's an interesting choice in the maze because of the fact that you can, it gives you waypoints as well.
Mm-hmm. For some reason, you can't see the dragons, or you can see the fire, but it doesn't light anything up. But if you freeze them, then you can see them.
Yeah, yeah. Because frozen things are more visible than things that are generating fire. Science. Oh, Joey Mittens takes the death.
Maybe was the compass maybe in the treasury chests?
Perhaps.
I don't think we saw it yet on Zephyr's side. Not too bad. Joey Mitten's already back over toward the dark maze. Maybe he'll do the bomb jump now.
He's not quite getting the setup fast enough to be able to use it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what it was? It was Quake.
It was Quake. Fantastic.
Both useless medallions, same dungeon.
Zephyr just nopes out of trying to go back to the maze and just gonna walk his way back to the back.
Yep. Decides to cut his losses.
So we're definitely in an interesting spot in this race where Zephyr is, well, I guess he's the dungeon ahead, and he's the Samaria, King of Samaria ahead as well. And flippers, but flippers are a luxury item this season.
Unless ice rods and swamp.
But that being said, you're getting, if you get Samaria, you get flipper.
It's a Quake. ZephyrBlayze is thinking, man, these boots would have been useful to help me navigate through the dark room. Or maybe he wasn't thinking that.
I bet you he was not thinking.
I mean, sword sparkles are pretty good too.
Zephyr just taking I think he knew that was a small key, but he just sort of wanted to use that to route back to here.
Yep. Good
Not
call.
going for the boots bonk, interestingly enough. I thought he'd just go for the boots bonk and
Oh, and then hit the crystal from the right with an arrow. Okay.
Yeah. But he did that, and that just fine. That works too.
So we're almost in go mode, but we're still missing a good number of nice luxury items like silver arrows and lantern, which, you know, they might not go out of the way. Joey is a little behind right now, but there is a possibility for him to make up ground if he spends less time looking for a lamp and he executes some of the harder strats a little bit better from this point.
Yeah, for sure. Especially given that we do have to do every dark room in the game, aside from Ega 1, which Joey Mittens already tried to showcase for us, but
yeah,
that
he
was a different
definitely
issue.
showed us that he's not afraid to go in the dark room, so he might opt not to go out of his way to find lantern.
Well, he found the terrapin, and now he's into the next room. Is he gonna pull out the fire rod, or is he just gonna... He's gonna pull out the fire rod. That's too far over. There we go. Nice.
Wow, he got 4 on that one hammer.
Great. Might have even been 5. I think there might have been 2 of them overlapping. Because he killed all of them. Well, maybe he got 1 early. Maybe he got 1 while the room was still dark. I'm not sure. No, he definitely did. He got 5 He got 5 terrapins with the 1 hammer, and then 4 of them with 1 slash.
So that final room, right before Helmasaur King, you got the little walkway with the 4 terrapins. It's almost worth it just to walk through them rather than try to hammer them in the dark.
Yeah, if you've really got a good sense of the timing from when you do it every other time, then sure, you could try it. But I wouldn't be using more than about 3 hammer swings. I wouldn't be using more than 2.
With this much health, I think I would just walk through them. Oh,
Yeah.
ZephyrBlayze, really good reaction with the tank strats there. So he's able to do it in the dark pretty well. But yeah, I think if you just hold up and you're just determined to walk straight through them, you'll only get hit once.
Yeah. And if you're really worried about it, just use some magic. You've got Burna and Cape in this seed. Now granted, that's probably not worth it at all, because that actually takes time as well. Nice job despawning the fireball there for Zephyr.
Alright, I think we are still missing one item in Eastern Palace. Yep, we have the map and compass already, which means the Armos Knights will drop the final item. Could be Ice Rod, could be Silvers.
Can't be the lamp.
Can be the lamp. No.
Definitely not the lamp.
Oh.
And both players are making the same play, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, anytime you've got two dungeons, you know, across the world from each other, like across the time ripple or whatever, like Eastern Palace and Palace of Darkness, as we see here, Misery Mire and Desert Palace, and also once in a while would come into play Tower of Hera. Like, go up to Ganon's tower, mirror to Tower of Hera, if it's the last crystal you need.
Yeah.
And then take the portal right back to Ganon's tower.
Now, one of our interesting little one of our little interesting gambles, of course, will be... Whoops, you missed the switch, Joey. Will be, do we decide to do desert up to the last item, or all the way through once we are in the area?
Right, because he'll be right there finishing Mire, so... There's still the potential of both items being in the East Wing, or rather, one of them has to be the big key.
Yeah, one has to be the... Well, and we already have one item. We already have
the
bottle.
We took turns forgetting that.
Exactly.
Good synergy. Yeah, so one of the final item could be on the East Wing. They might not even have to kill Land Mollis for it. But hey, green pendant.
It's also a green pendant, yeah. So you can argue that you definitely have to kill Land Mollis for the last item. So it's just one of those interesting gambles, and is also probably going to be part of how long you put off Mire for. So, of course, for for ZephyrBlayze, now that he's done Pod and will shortly be done Eastern Palace.
Let's see if Joey Mittens flutes to 4 and picks up that half magic. I think it's pretty good to pick it up right now, but the longer you wait to do it, the less value you're going to get out of it.
Yeah. So Joey Mittens is going for the Mire play, or at least I'd assume it's the Mire play until he goes to Desert or something else.
Yeah, and if he does, that'll be unfortunate, since we know Cane of Samaria is in Hookshot Cave, all the way, basically, as far away geographically as it possibly can be.
Yeah. Alright, hasn't checked the area yet either, so he may not do Mire yet. We'll see.
Yeah, of course, does not need to check the medallion requirement since he's got all 3. If he realizes he got all 3, since he picked up Quake in the Dark.
Yeah. And he is going to probably go straight up to Death Mountain now? Yes. Yes,
here we go.
So he's just basically getting his information on what he needs for Go Mode, although granted since he already has all the medallions now, it's sort of irrelevant.
Yeah, at this point, it's highly likely that Lantern is in Turtle Rock or Mimic Cave.
Yeah, definitely very possible.
Swamp Palace might be the most likely, but I mean, there are a good number of chests in Turtle Rock that he can pick up before the Dark Room.
Yep.
I wonder if he'll make a play in there, hoping to get Ice Rod on the way.
Definitely could, given that he has Samaria. And once again, like I said, I think I mentioned this before in this race. I've done a double comm, so I'm not 100% sure. Turtle Rock is an interesting dip that you don't really want to go back up to do a Turtle Rock dip, but when you're already in the area doing the Turtle Rock dip isn't awful. And so the fact that he's going to already be here and he will have the Cane of Samaria makes it a little bit more of a interesting play. Because
I think interesting's the word. I mean, it's a little questionable when you still have crystal dungeons that you can full clear.
Yeah.
However, I think that in Joey's mindset right now with the early game Aghanim woes, he might feel like he needs to make a play, and he might need to make a play, and that play could be looking for Ice Rod and Turtle Rock. But with that flippers, he also knows that Ice Palace is in the logic.
Yeah. It'll also be interesting if we do see if he is feeling really behind. It will be interesting to see if he does go for a Desert Palace or Swamp Palace play to hope that there's something there. I don't expect that to be the case. I have a feeling that we'll just see him continue to play solid and hope for the best. But we'll see what we get.
So, I'm not even going to go to... Okay, immediately going to go do his Crystal Dungeon. That's pretty good. And... Ooh, if Ice Rod happens to be in Misery Mire, that would mean Joey Mittens... we're here. Basically, if he finds the Ice Rod soon... Hey, Lamp!
There it is.
If he finds Ice Rod soon, then that could mean a Go Mode Ice Palace, which will definitely catch him up a little bit to ZephyrBlayze.
Yeah. But this, unfortunately, is not a full cleared Crystal Dungeon just at the moment. This is a gamble on Desert Palace. So this may pay off, it may not. We will find out in the near future.
And if I'm ZephyrBlayze right now, I breathe a sigh of relief picking up that lantern there, because the block switch room in Misery Mire is arguably the worst dark room navigation in the game.
Yeah, it's actually sort of interesting that one of the easiest dark rooms in the game, for people who know the game decently well, is actually the Turtle Rock dark room, because you have so many cues and all you have to do is hold the right direction that you already know you need to hold. But we won't be seeing that today, I don't think. Not unless Joey Mittens finds something. Not unless Joey Mittens finds the Ice Rod to go into Go Mode here. I don't know if we already found the big key in Mire or not.
I don't know, but I don't think so. Nope. There we go.
No, definitely have not found the big key. So yeah, Joey Mittens will find the lamp.
Looks like the big key is going to be in the blue U chest, which means unlikely Joey Mittens won't get that lantern. And he's going into Misery Mire right now.
Yeah.
I didn't see if he picked up an item in the big chest of desert or if it was the map.
I'm going to assume that he definitely got an item. I didn't see what it was.
Well, it wasn't Ice Rod.
It wasn't Ice Rod, yeah. Important thing to know. He's not in goable mode. Which would turn into go mode once he picked up the lamp.
Alright, so Vitreous is going to drop the second item in Misery Mire, and ZephyrBlayze is going to keep his fingers crossed for an Ice Rod. Which would... If it is Ice Rod, then he's in go mode with only Turtle Rock left to clear.
Yeah, he'd be in a huge lead. For Joey Mittens' sake here, we're looking at some gamble having to have it, but if Joey... Well, he already showed his gamble for Desert Palace, so we could see a Swamp Palace dive, and if that's the right play, that could be huge, but we have to get there first.
Yeah, I don't imagine him going in the Swamp Palace before Ice.
Yeah, and I would agree.
If the Pyramid Fairies just completely left Zephyr's mind, then going to Ice Palace is the next logical step for Joey Mitten. If he follows up with Pyramid Fairy immediately after, and ZephyrBlayze, say, goes in the swamp or even goes into early T-Rock, then that's going to be some more time gained on him, closing that gap just a little bit.
Exactly. Zephyr definitely has a very largely, but not necessarily insurmountable until we find that go mode. So, of course, we most likely going to get a view of some spin strats on Vitreous here. Not a lot of other choices, given the fact that we have we do not have silver arrows. And you don't really want to be shooting 3 arrows into every little eye and so on and so forth. Okay, slash strats, fair enough. The poor man's spin strats.
Joey Mittens going to have to be careful with his health here. His Wizrobes pack a punch.
Well, I don't think
Get a good amount of damage on Vitreous before phase 2.
I was about to say, like
wow.
that.
Arrow saving strats.
Well, thanks for the 5 bomb upgrade. I don't think we need those.
ZephyrBlayze looks to be going in the Desert Palace.
Yep. And if he does go all the way and gets the green pendant, that could be an interesting possible swing as well, depending on what actually in the green pendant. Joey, what are you? You're crazy coming in here with 1 heart.
Oh.
Okay, we got a red potion. Everything's fine.
Yeah, really risky since the anti-fairy does 1 heart of damage regardless of what mail you have, I believe.
I believe that's accurate, yeah. And of course, we'll pick up our not a lot of useful things right here.
Joey did pick up the lantern in Misery Mire. If he makes a gamble on Vitreous having the 2nd item, then he's going to close the gap a little bit against Zephyr here.
I'm not sure there's really a gamble to make it this way, because I'm pretty sure he's full cleared as well.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's right. He did go through the Vanilla Big Key Room. I remember him being in there with 2 hearts.
Yep. Talking about those Wizrobes doing damage. Then just shots himself into a Wizrobe.
Okay, so that was a bomb capacity upgrade as the 2nd item in Desert Palace, so only thing he's gonna go for the clear and hope that Sahasrahla has the Ice Rod.
Yeah, because we already know that Pedestal is not required.
Yep, Zephyr was the one that... Did Joey check it as well?
I'm not sure.
At least Zephyr did check it, and he's the one going in here to get a pendant. Or maybe he's taking his turn forgetting that he got a blue potion in here.
Maybe. Enough people have forgotten that already.
But anyway, this will be an item from Sahasrahla.
But it's also pretty easy to check that, because you can open your item menu and see the compass and map, and or see the lack of map and know that you're... So, probably gonna get some Fire Rod strats here on Landmolas. We'll see if we get spins to start it off or just straight Fire Rod shots, as he only has enough Fire Rod shots to take them out if he hits all the shots. Unless he gets a double along the way.
Ooh.
I'm not sure he hit the 2nd one at all, or the 3rd one at all.
Wow, he got a double spin! That was incredible.
That's one way to finish it off.
Calculated. So each land mauler would require either 2 spins from the Tempered Sword or 2 Fire Rod shots, or 1 of each. So he gets the first one with 2 Fire Rod shots, then lands a Fire Rod shot on the other one, and then on the next phase gets a spin on the one that he hit with the Fire Rod shot, and another spin that landed twice on the guy and took him down from full health with one attack. That was flipping nuts.
That was a triple hit spin. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really nice fight, but will nice turn into ice?
Good question. Okay, Zephyr must have done Landmo when we weren't watching. Yeah, okay. Tracker says he did it too, so that makes sense. So what is it? What is it? It's 1 rupee. It was a green crystal for a green pendant. Unfortunately, the green crystal is just worth a rupee.
So now Joey is going to get that half magic. Can't blame him. Really nice luxury item to have.
Zephyr's gonna go do bonk locations.
Yeah. 2 quick checks that he can pick up right now.
And here comes Joey Mittens' Ice Palace play. Silver arrows.
Yeah, definitely worth a trek over here. Not what he needed, but
Would have enjoyed those before Meyer.
for sure.
That being said, of course, didn't have any real problems with the Vitreous fights, so either way.
Okay, Joey taking the next logical step and clearing out another crystal dungeon that he has access to. And a really nice place to have that half magic, honestly.
Yep. And so are we getting the Turtle Rock Dive, or are we doing more overworld of some description?
It's such a... just pulls on your heart. Do you go for the gamble and Turtle Rock, or do you dive into that Pendant Swamp Palace with 6 items?
Well, and you can almost even consider the Pyramid Fairy almost part of the Swamp Palace play. Even though it's not actually tied to Swamp Palace at all in this case, it's sort of that one of those things that you sort of leads naturally, that you just do naturally after you do the Swamp Palace play.
Mm-hmm.
So, almost as if it's an 8-location swamp in a way.
So Joey Mittens doing Ice Palace as a matter of course, and he will have to make a decision after this, and that decision could be a lead change depending on the location of Ice Rod.
So Turtle Rock, what's it gonna be?
Vamos. No.
I already had Ice Rod Cave here in my first race I commentated today. So why not make it 2? Of course, Joey Mittens having even less reason to not do the bomb jump in this case, because if he ever did find the Ice Rod in Ice Palace, he'd want to be able to go mode the rest of it as soon as that occurred.
Good point.
Big key first chest, always an interesting little find. Of course, we'll likely have to check the vanilla big key chest regardless in this seed, just due to the fact that we're looking for that ice rod. So we won't be able to jailbreak a key, even though we've got the big key already.
Yeah, and it could be another tiny little time save for Joey Mittens if he already has Ice Rod before coming in here. Of course,
Indeed.
Just the fact of not coming here first would be a monumental save, but just that little extra bit on top of that, a little ice
yeah, just a little bit, just the extra 15 seconds.
And the Bow Wow chest will also be a small key.
Yeah.
So the next actual item that Zephyr might find will be that pipe chest where the vanilla big key is.
And for all we know, that's another small key.
That always gets me, man, when I use a small key and I'm rewarded with a small key.
Yeah. Like, well, I could have skipped that if I'd known that was gonna be there.
Oh, wow. Really nice execution, using the iframes to get through the left chain chomp and then baiting out the right chain chomp and walking around him.
Not quite getting to that stairs before the anti-fairy did, waiting a moment to let it by.
Yeah, if you bonk into that wall, like if you trip over the top of the ladder, then that's... You either gotta wait or take a hit from that anti-fairy.
Of course, not having powder yet, we're gonna have to deal with these 4 anti-fairies. They're a bit of a pain in the butt on occasion, but typically not a huge deal.
Yeah, and of course, impossible to save the mushroom, the fake powder at this point. In this case, with Hookshot being at the witch's hut.
Yeah.
Huh.
And Joey Mittens onto Cold Stare.
Hey, it's the small key.
Gotta love the small key.
Just like you said it would be.
Yep. Little boring, but gotta do what you gotta do. Let's see if we get the small key off of Laser Bridge. I've seen a lot of seeds lately that haven't required Laser Bridge for all keys, which I found a little interesting.
A little cheeky tink there. Blocking the turret shot with his fireball shield.
Yep. Joey Mittens takes down the puffs, gets a map, gets a crystal, gets all his health and magic back.
Alright, this is going to be the moment of truth for Joey Mittens. Is he going to follow behind Zephyr's footsteps and hope to get that Ice Rod and Turtle Rock? Or is he going to try to find what he needs before going in? And at this point, odds favor going away from Turtle Rock. We don't know for sure, of course.
Joey Mittens has not done Hobo yet? I guess he just fake flippered to the waterfall cave and never came here?
Yeah, I believe that's what he did.
Okay. There we go. The laser bridge not required in terms of keys.
Now, interestingly, with small keys being in the pipe chest and in the big chest, that means the big chest is required.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Hello, Buttersword. A decent chance that both runners get that, but Joey Mittens may skip that if Ice Rod is elsewhere and he finds it before coming to Turtle Rock. Not that Buttersword makes a huge difference over Tempered. One of the biggest differences probably is on Trinex being able to get the Zero Cycle, and even that's a very small difference in the grand scheme of things.
As we're coming up on the last few chests in Turtle Rock and the Laser Bridge, you guys have just enough time to sneak over to the runners' channels and give them a follow for all the hard work they're putting on to entertain you guys.
It's definitely been a fantastic race. Joey Mittens doing a fantastic job to catch up after the Ego 1 attempt early on.
Yeah, he's really only just... He might not even be behind if Ice Rod's not on Laser Bridge here.
Yeah, really, once this is checked, he's only behind by location checks and nothing else. I don't know how many items are left. That's got to be close to. That's got to be close to all of them. I don't know what we've seen for the compass and map.
It's the last chance for ZephyrBlayze to get his Ice Rod. Oh.
Let's see this pause menu. Is it? Yeah, okay, so Trinex does have an item.
Yeah, but it's not going to be a sword or silver arrows. Joey Mittens looks like he's going into a different place, so this, in my mind, puts him ahead of Zephyr.
Yeah, the one thing that aside from the silver arrows, is that what you're about to say?
No, I was going to say that Zephyr doesn't have to look for keys in Turtle Rock.
Right. Yeah, I'd say if they both make the same play, yeah, Joey Mittens is not ahead in this case because now that they're back on par, and Zephyr having the extra benefit of the butter sword, as minor as it is still a benefit, and of course the silver arrows.
Don't jump down. Oh, that was close. You almost did it. All right, ZephyrBlayze, now remembering to get the orange bomb and check Pyramid Fairy. And Joey Mittens employed a little trick where if you hook shot, it allows you to dash with the orange bomb, so that's just a couple more seconds that he's gaining.
Fortunately, missing one of them, costing him a decent amount of the time that he made up with it.
You know what hasn't been checked yet? I don't think Catfish has been checked.
No, I don't think Catfish has been checked either yet. Nice use of the spin speed to get over to that area. And what do we have? We have the Lagarang and a heart container.
Alright, so do you commit to Swamp Palace, or...
Someone
Looks like
did
he's got a
check Bombo's
flute
tablet,
somewhere.
right? Yes, we did get Bombo's tablet.
Yes, there was a bomb. Uh-oh, if Joey Mittens flutes to 1, this could be bad news.
Yeah, pretty much just reversed it right back, which is not surprising. Really, they'd pretty much gotten to the point where Zephyr had the advantage unless Joey dipped Swamp, pretty much, I think would have almost had to have been the play to make.
Yeah, I can't say that this is the wrong call from Joey Mittens' perspective. It's just that we know what's in Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
So it's not the wrong play. It's just unfortunately not going to work out for him this time.
And given that he's the one that is still trying to make up a significant amount of time, is not going to be the play that he needs to get back in this race. Catfish has 20 rupee.
Not even going to let it land.
Would you?
Nah, I probably would have forgotten.
So I think we are getting a swamp play here from Zephyr. Not that he has a lot of other options available to him at this point. Trying to think what other locations there even would be left at this point.
Yeah, not counting a fetch quest.
Yeah, there's really not a lot left. I'm pretty sure at this point, I'm pretty sure Joey's goose is pretty much cooked. Unless we're really forgetting about something major that could be done that just hasn't been done yet, that Joey finds first.
Racking my brain. I don't. Well, even a lot of the out-of-the-way locations like Catfish and White Cave and
Graveyard Ledge.
Cave, Graveyard Ledge. Yeah, all that's cleared out.
We know that the pendant dungeons are empty except for Swamp. Guess the red mail. Not what you're looking for, but better than some of the items you could find. Then again, we're pretty much at that point where we've got everything. The only reason Zephyr doesn't have half magic is because he didn't decide to go pick it up. Well, let's see how far we do have to go in the swamp to find something of progression. Well, let's see. Of course we find the compass there, so I wouldn't be surprised to see left side check early on here. But he is going to go straight for the back initially here. Also can't blame him for that. It's actually a play that I often like to make, both because it has faster checks and because you're sort of gambling on where the big key is regardless of what route you're using. If you're gambling that Argus has the key or the waterfall room has the key, you typically want to sort of full clear then come back in. If you think it's sort of the round chests, you typically sort of want to do those fairly quickly and then just double back. Or if the big key is left side, you want to do left side first. But when you're also on route to go mode, you sort of just want to do the fastest locations as you can. So you do this just faster, and there it is. There's the ice rod. That is go mode.
Yeah, unfortunately for Joey Mittens, he has to finish doing Turtle Rock Laser Bridge before he even thinks about going in the Swamp Palace. But ZephyrBlayze is going to go ahead and finish the job and clear up Trinex, head to Ganon's Tower.
But first we're going to get half magic.
Actually, that will refill his magic. Not that it matters since there's one in Turtle Rock, but...
Yeah.
Eh.
Probably a slightly more efficient time to get this at some point along the way, but... if you want it, you may as well... whenever you can get it is just fine. Especially when you have the flute. It's a very minor problem either way.
Just think about half magic or any kind of sword or arrow upgrade. It's the earlier you get it, the more value you get out of it. But half magic, Trinex is one of the best places to have half magic.
Although when you have Butter Sword, it sort of trivializes the need for the half magic.
That's true. You can kill each of the heads in one cycle.
So once again, just showing how earlier is better type of thing. Okay, Joey, it's the case to Mario. There you go. Got it. You got it. We've got a block to move across the floor on now.
I always opt to go through the bottom hole, like the left hole.
The left. Yeah, I was about to say not the very bottom one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm always surprised how many people use the top right hole because.
Well, I've seen some good runners do it though, so I always question whether I'm doing the right thing. But
yeah,
Joey Mittens made pretty quick work. Oh, that's a convenient fairy, as he has to do some risky laser strats here, but. He made some pretty good work of Turtle Rock. Got through it pretty fast.
Yeah. Interesting he's using the cape instead of Burna. Oops.
I think the cape might be better here with the smaller startup times. There's a lot of ground where you don't actually need the invincibility.
Well, that may be true if you walked right up to right up to the wall before. When you activated this far out, I'm not quite as sure. But he got all the chests, and out he goes. Is that gonna mirror bonk? Yep. Thought it might.
Oh, so he's actually... Oh, no, that's the fairy cave.
That's the mimic cave.
That's
where he is.
okay, yeah, he came out. Right, because he mirrored back to the entrance.
Yes.
The big chest entrance.
Where are you going, Joey Mittens?
Tower of Hera? Oh, you got that. Maybe...
Maybe Spike Cave?
Maybe just to refill his health.
Maybe that too.
Maybe Spike Cave.
Nice spin speed. Then gets hit by the dead rock anyways.
Guy.
Hook shot speed. The nice easy way for us who don't know how to do spin speed to do spin speed.
I know how to do spin speed. That doesn't mean I can do it. It's like hovering.
Yeah. They're both technically frame perfect tricks. Just one's a lot easier of a frame perfect trick. So we are getting the Spike Cave check. We are also getting a cane dash on ZephyrBlayze's screen, because why not? And Joey Mittens just goes out to die in the middle of the spikes. Will he go to Sanctuary? He will go to Sanctuary, so he will get his silver arrows. And there's the nice quick one cycle. I assume it's a one cycle. Yeah, there it is. Looking for 2 spin hits. Didn't get the 2 spin hits, but just one more hit there. Anyways, there it goes. Nice riot shield location.
Yeah, Trinex looted his own dungeon. Got the item out of the big chest.
I dare you guys to get past my lasers now. We've got other things too. Also, helps if you put a key on the bridge, but you didn't do that, Trinex.
Speaking of keys, where's that Gannon's Tower big key? Let's start up the speed gaming big key guessing game.
We're very late, so get in your guesses fast.
Pick a number between 1 and 22, and first person to get the correct guess will be added to the leaderboards if you are a supporter of speed gaming by subbing to any one of the 6 speed gaming channels or by donating at least 250 bits across all speed gaming channels.
Well, Cross, any specific locations that you enjoy that for the key to be on?
I want to see the fire bar room where the vanilla map is. Whatever number that turns out being, I don't know, but...
Well, and that's where...
that one.
That's effectively where my location is. I call it... I actually use 8, which by conventional routing, that's where that ends up. But of course,
it looks like that's the routing that Zephyr's going to go for as well.
Yeah.
No, Bob!
We have cured Bob of his anti-fairiness.
Yes, cured.
Cured.
Like in X-Men, how they want to cure the mutant.
Yes, exactly that. Joey Mittens into the graveyard ledge. Gonna find his big 20, I think it was. Yeah, big 20. Gonna just leave that there on the ground. Can't blame him. Hey, look, Ether Medallion got the use. 4, 5, another bottle. 6, another bottle. And a small key in 7. So shout outs to B-Tour.
Vitor, or Vitor, being one of the lead developers of Link to the Past Randomizer.
And Zephyr taking the fall into the pit that I always fall into as well.
Ah, compass in the map chest. That was 8. Oh, there goes my guess, guys.
Yep. The commentators are out. Oh, that's not quite gonna work. There we go. That was
he
an
didn't
interesting...
Oops. Switch to hookshot before detonating the block. That's... Whoops.
Well, but needed to do that to get to where he was going faster. It was just a mess of not quite the right thing to do.
Let's say he broke even.
Yeah, exactly.
The swag. It was a swag.
It was just, it's swag strat, yeah. Except for sucking the hammer.
You guys
that was...
guess number 9. Then better luck next time. 10 through 13 will be in the so-called random room, and Joey Mittens looks like he's headed the right way to Ice Rod.
Now, will he left side clear is the question, just to add insult to injury overall.
And number 10, 50 rupees. 11, 3 sneezes. 12, another 50 rupees. And no 13. So, one of my friends' favorite chests is the Bob chest, number 14. That'll be the next one after a few teleports here. Oop.
Didn't get the fast way, but really just set it up fast or take the warps. Really, the way the lawn tricks work in this game is really you either get it or you just let it fail and go do the proper the normal strat.
Yeah, like the aforementioned spin speed. If I don't get it first try, then like, well, whatever. I'll just do a regular dash. All right, chest number 14 coming up is Bomb Vanilla. Oh, Unbob got stuck in the little corner there.
Trying to take us out and drain us of our magic. Well, time for Silvers to shred some Marmos.
And some frames.
And some frames. But for most of us, the frames that they shred are not worth using brown arrows instead.
15, 16, and looks like we have a right side guidance tower big key.
Now, which right side is it? Is it tile room, or is it just that last right side room?
You know, the torches room in guidance tower right side is possibly my least favorite room in the entire game. So I usually opt to check tower room first, just hoping I don't have to do that torch room.
Yeah,
it's
actually,
torture.
Ha, ha, ha. Fair enough.
Half magics makes it a little more bearable, though. Bearabler.
It's not like goable mode. It just doesn't work quite the same, does it? Although we didn't get into goable mode this seed, so we're a little sad that the newly coined term didn't even get to get used properly.
It could have been if that ice ride wasn't such a bugger.
Could have been.
Alright, so... what are we up to? 19?
We didn't do
this is 19.
18, 19,
okay.
yeah.
20.
And
tower
room!
Alright, so whoever gets 22, assuming that ZephyrBlayze checks... if they forget where they've been and check the same spot twice, can we get a 23?
Maybe?
So Zephyr is going to pick up that small key under the pot. That'll keep him from having to grab the small key off a mini Helmasaur later, and that guy can often be elusive, so nice idea. Grab the key that potentially could take longer, but is more consistent, so...
I'm just going to put on the cape and hold the wall now.
That is, if you get a good pattern from the Helmasaur, then that key is faster, but it's less...
Well, and I used the good old just face backwards and spin slash him strat, because just like in Link's Awakening, mini Helmasaurs are they're damaging areas based on how they're facing compared to how you're facing. So if you just face away from them and spin slash them, you'll kill them every time.
Wow, I need to do that from now on. That's amazing. Well, in Link's Awakening, hey, it is 22. In Link's Awakening, I just like to take the helmet away with a hook shot.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. As do I. But you know, speed strats don't do that. Those speedrunners are like, yeah, we're jumping over and like smacking them with the sword in midair, and we're like, okay, fine. You guys have your swag strats. We're gonna just like pull the head off the mini Helmasaur instead.
Yeah, it looks like Joey Mittens did go ahead and check the west wing of Swamp Palace. So,
of course, having the riot shield, you can just look at the mimics and kill them with arrows because they can't hit you. Oh, so did we get powder on the left side of swamp there?
oh,
Or where was it? Considering I see it marked on Joey Mittens, I'm assuming that's where it must have been.
yeah, I guess that must be right because ZephyrBlayze does not have it.
We're going safety room here. Probably net one of the fairies, but we did not do so.
I think he still has 2 potions. Oh, he has an empty bottle from the Stealthos room.
Yeah. But shouldn't be an issue. We're in red mail with Butter Sword. Like, the only problem is the fact that we don't have a lot of potion available, or we don't have the powder. But should still be fine regardless. Especially if we're just going to use medallions to clear some of these rooms.
Did Joey Oh, he went to the waterfall room and got the big key, and I was gonna check the big chest first before finding the ice rod. But he can just go down the staircase to the right here after doing that. Won't have to go through the water drain room again.
Yeah. And we'll suddenly be in go mode at 2 hours, 7 minutes, and give or take 8 seconds.
Oh, no one actually gets 22, but congratulations to Darakshama for his closest guess. You'll be added to the Speed Gaming leaderboards.
Joey Mittens going up the left side of the mountain and going to use spin speed to get around a little bit faster instead. Meanwhile, Zephyr using the good old falling strats to get himself back to the front of the room faster in this torch room. Managing to not despawn the tower is always a good thing to do. And ZephyrBlayze has no time for chests.
Well, as far as he knows.
Well, and at 2 hours and 8 minutes into the seed, and no one's finished yet, you're just going all out because you don't know. It could be any moment that your opponent finishes their race.
Yeah, of course, with the nature of Randomizer and objects being hidden, the players are not allowed to watch the restream or check out each other's streams, so they have no idea where they are in relation to their opponent. So yeah, all 4 bottles have been found. We have red mail, butter sword, silver arrows, riot shield. I guess shovel. Yeah, this is the only thing left to find.
Yeah, there's not really much, and it's not like but shovel can't lead to anything. That was a double, I think.
Ooh, that was a good double. A little delayed double. 2-1, 2-1.
Yep. It would have been more than a 1 in the last one, but you can't hit more than 6.
Trying to hit the bat. A little target practice.
As we go, Joey Mittens still, of course, just running his way through Turtle Rock. This Ganon fight will not be very long, most likely. As Butter Sword will typically one-cycle each of the phases. Zephyr uses about half his magic bar to make everything a little bit easier. I have to be a little careful overall here. I'm not sure what exactly. Oh, he has a blue potion. Never mind. He's fine. He's 100% fine.
Yeah, and silver arrows. You only need technically 2 shots if you have perfect execution, but half magic on top of that.
Heck, you only need 1 shot if you have perfect execution. You get the torch glitch with your first shot, and
oh, true.
And
you could get 1 hit here and then get a triple, freeze him in the middle of the room. That's right.
We'll definitely need 2, and we'll almost definitely need more than 2, but that's okay.
This should be a double here.
Yep, and that should be it. As long as we don't jump off the edge, everything should be fine.
Alright, Joey Mittens onto the final phase of Trinex as ZephyrBlayze sees Ganon explode. All he has to do is walk across the bridge into the Triforce room. He made it!
With an official time of 2:12:04. Joey Mittens, of course, having a moment to give his GGs in chat as he waits for Trinex to explode. Seeing almost immediately that Zephyr had finished the race as well. We'll see if Zephyr's interested in coming in for an interview here. Meanwhile, Joey Mittens enters his Ganon's tower.
See,
Okay.
Could we see a tower room gamble?
Possible. Did we get a... Let's see. Let us see what we get, because we don't get a key.
Top
still-
hammer time.
Fair enough, Uncle. Fair enough. It does look like we will be getting Zephyr in here shortly for an interview here, so... in the meantime, we will just watch Joey Mittens as he clears most likely all 22 locations. He's going to clear at least 18.
And we have with us right now tonight's winner. Congratulations, ZephyrBlayze, on your victory. How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. I thought I was dead.
Yeah,
Well-
with a 2-hour time. Ooh, rough ice rod location there.
You know, I've seen a lot of Ice Rod and Turtle Rock. This version, I suppose. So I said, you know what? If I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose by looking in Turtle Rock first, and then if it's somewhere else, I'll figure it out then. So I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was actually a chance Joey Mittens could have pulled ahead, but he also opted to go into Turtle Rock first before finding Ice Rod.
Well,
Woo.
and so you were ahead most of the race because Joey did not do Sick Kid for a little while and attempted to do Aga 1 lampless.
Oh, wow. Yo, he's got guts.
Yeah. So he lost somewhere between probably 5 and 10 minutes at that point. And had to play catch up the rest of the race.
Jeez. I was really scared about Lampless. I got some dark rooms down, but by the time it got over to Meyer, I was like, I'm dead if I don't find this lamp in here.
Yeah. Which you did, fortunately.
Thankfully.
To be fair, with all the dark rooms you did do, I'm pretty sure that pretty much puts you at the only one that would really be an issue for you would be the Meyer one, because to be fair, Turtle Rocks is actually really easy.
You know, I've never actually had the chance to do it.
As long as you know where you're going on the tracks, you just do the button presses.
Yep. I'll load up the practice ROM. I should practice it at some point.
Yeah, it does not take a lot, but it's definitely worth running through in that situation where you need it.
So where is he right now? He's got to be in GT, right?
Yeah, he's on his way to Bob's chest right now.
This was my third straight seed with Tile Room, and I was feeling behind. I was considering doing Dark Magician strats, and then I said, let's just go straight.
It's Dark Magician, for those of you that are watching and aren't aware. Dark Magician is pretty famous for checking the mini Stalfos room on the left and then checking the right side.
I didn't want to go full right and have the key be on torch, so I was like, you know what, I'll just do left. And then it ended up on Tile Room. I had a mind, I said, you know, maybe I should just YOLO Tile Room. And then I skipped it, because I figured, you know what, if it came down to this and it's in Tile Room, my opponent would probably skip it too.
Yeah, and it looks like that's likely what we're going to get. He might check it before he does right side, as I've seen that to be a common play for a lot of runners, but it's just sort of like checking on the way to right side at the very end. So we'll see what he does here. We'll see if it's 18 or 22 for him.
Please
Basically.
be 18.
And it looks like 22. Yep, it's going to be 22.
Oh, man.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
so you know, good old full clear seeds.
Yeah, it was almost full clear, you know. We had the book early enough to know that I shouldn't touch these pendant dungeons, but I guess that kind of held me back a little bit.
Well, and we pretty much full cleared it by the time. So Joey Mittens did do left side swamp as well, rather than going straight back. So he found the powder in there. So that's where the powder was.
I like having powder. That's why I was taking all these little safety pots all over the place and bonk into the fairy room on the way up.
Yeah. Surprised you didn't catch a fairy. You had an extra empty bottle at that point.
I did. Now that I remember, yeah, you're right. I did. I thought I had 3 with one with a B, but I did get the 4th one.
Yeah.
I had said this on my last restream. I'm going to say it now. I'm really garbage at menuing, so please, nobody hold it against me. I'm so bad at it.
The menu, I don't think, got that awful in this seed. Was there any? I don't know. I can't remember what it was at the very start. Aside from the silliness that was hammer, flute, bombs, was that this seed?
Yeah, there's
Right at the very start.
Hammer bombs. Yep, that sounds correct.
That one's always funny because they're in reverse incline order. So you want to press left to go, but you need to press right to go in the way that you think. You know what I mean?
I was jumping all over the place at the beginning.
Yeah. No, menuing is can definitely be tough. I screw it up by myself all the time. Wait, Joey, what are you doing?
You know, I'll let you guys...
he skipped Rando Room.
Oh no, and he's gonna go back for it?
Yep.
Alright, I'll let you guys continue the call. I'll stay in the room so that I can give my opponent a GG when he's ready.
Alright, sounds good.
Thanks, Spiffers, and give Cross my thanks too for calling the match. And thanks to the tracker and our restreamer, who I'm not aware of who they are, but they're doing good work. So they're great too.
Well, and that's the speed gaming. Speed gaming is nice. They have their they've got machines that do it for us.
Oh, machines.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to get the machines mad, so we still have to
don't. Yes, thank the machines.
Okay. All right. Have a good rest of the call, man.
Yep. Well, there we go. We finished Rando Room. And now we're going to Tile Room.
Okay, Joey Mittens really close to getting his Ganon's Tower big key here.
As close to really close as the start of Tile Room can be.
Let's see if he does the same cape strat that ZephyrBlayze did.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, we didn't actually mention it, but ZephyrBlayze was using a little bug where if you equip the cape and grab onto a wall, it does not consume any magic power, so you can use it indefinitely, and probably the easiest way to deal with this room.
Especially if for no other reason than it just prevents a lot of lag on top of everything else. So not only is it easy, it's also fast, and when it's easy and fast, you just do it. Also, Feasel, the man, the myth, the legend, showing up in chat to show off his roboticness. As we do ascend the tower.
Shoutouts to Feasel and all the Speed Gaming staff for running an awesome organization. Make sure you give a follow to this channel as well as the other 5 Speed Gaming channels. There's regular old Speed Gaming and then Speed Gaming 2 through 6.
And of course, if you're enjoying the tournament in general, that's linked to the past Randomizer tournament, we've got plenty more on ALTTP Randomizer. And there's 4 of those channels, so the original and 2 through 4 of that as well. So up to 10 channels that could be streaming Link to the Past all at once. I don't think we've got there yet, but it's a possibility.
There are other events on the Speed Gaming network as well. If you scroll down, see an awesome little layout in the channel bio.
I believe the Ori tournament just finished. You've got Shantae, Wings of Vi, all sorts of amazing game runs. Dark Souls.
Yep, as far as Link to the Past Randomizer goes, looks like we have a run that just started about less than half an hour ago. That's on between Alredris and Elbody, so if you finish up watching this run here, watching Joey Mittens finish up this little bit of a troll seed, and that's just not enough for you. And plenty of matches coming up tomorrow as well. Actually one tonight at 4 a.m. and these are Eastern time, by the way, so it'll be 4 a.m. Eastern time or 10 a.m. Central European time.
So if you want to be, if you're up all night, then you've got a little bit more rando. I don't think he meant to hit that that lamo with that silver arrow, but it works.
That was a nice shot.
Yep. But no, lots of rando, and then of course all sorts of VODs all over the place. You're not gonna run out of rando to watch anytime soon if you're looking for more.
Yeah, even on these guys' channels. Go ahead and give a follow to ZephyrBlayze as well as Joey Mittens, because if you want to catch rando, probably see him practicing between the races as well. And did you just hear a Mega Man fanfare?
I did. I have a feeling that Joey Mittens might not have turned off his follow alerts. So I might hear that a couple more times if everyone just goes and follows him.
I thought maybe he was just using the MSU1 hack.
Hard to say for sure. Either way, on to the rooms here. Managed to not despawn the tower. I still haven't actually seen that glitch yet. Probably for the better. No one really wants to see the tower despawn.
Yeah, it's not the fun kind of troll like a pedestal seed. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah. It's not a way you want anyone to win or lose a race either. Oh, immediately bumped by Moldorm 2. Or of course the affectionately named Trolldorm.
I like to call him Holy Moly.
That's fair. Just getting the dash off in time. Oh, self-inflicted fall there, unfortunately. There we are. Got the troll down. Or the mole, I guess. Is he gonna do it? Nope. And off we go. Hey, there's that trick that I try to use and I never make it work right.
Huh.
I always do it wrong, and the mini helmets are bashes because my iframes end too soon. Not sure if that actually counted as a double. That might have been a same frame hit. So 3 to 4 hits right now. Yeah, so it looks like the first one was just a single. Look at that ZephyrBlayze collection rate, by the way. 177 locations checked. Like, what did he even not check that we have 30 locations left? I guess some of the overworld locations, like he never picked up. I don't know, think it's something else?
It's also a few spots where he might have seen an item and not grabbed it, like on top of Spectacle Rock, so that adds up. And then you've got the last couple items in Tower of Hera.
Right.
Like the map and compass.
Yeah, and Swamp Palace as well, of course.
Really nice dash poke strats here from Joey Mitten.
May as well show off what you got. Well, you got the crowd. Find the arrows in the light world? Why, yes we did. We're not going to get a torch glitch. You know, you can't get doubles when you knock them off the side. That's not how it works. Wait, what? I guess it does it not do. I take it doesn't do damage when the darkness is up, or did I just miscount?
I don't know. Sometimes the timing's a little tricky.
Either way, down goes the pig. And Joey Mittens walking through the door with an official SRTV time of 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 8 seconds.
He has ended the domination of Dr. Wily. Racked up enough follow alerts to get all the powers. Alrighty, let's try to get our other contender in here for an interview.
But yeah, so definitely GG to Joey Mittens. If it wasn't for that egg of one play, would have been a much closer race. I'm not sure that there's definitely more to it than that. Zephyr definitely routed very well this seed overall. Lots of good execution by both runners in this seed. But yeah, most of what we said, most of what can be said, we probably have said already. We full cleared everything we could looking for that ice rod.
Do not have a response from Joey Mittens on Discord. Did he say anything in the race channel?
No, he did mention that he made terrible choices, but aside from that, I have no further.
Regarding an interview, but
well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like he typed, and I haven't gotten any further response. Well, with that, likely we'll probably start wrapping up here. If he does show up, maybe we'll cut the wrap up short, but
yeah, invite you guys one last time to follow our runners here tonight, ZephyrBlayze and Joey Mittens. Thank you so much to these guys for putting themselves on the line, being in the spotlight just to entertain you guys. And ZephyrBlayze will move on to the next Swiss stage for the 2-2 matchup. And Joey Mittens, I believe, unfortunately, is not going to be able to get into the bracket stage with the 1-3 record. I believe 3 losses is cut off.
That's pretty much. There's some fringe cases, but most likely anyone starting in this 1-3 range is likely not going to have the opponent's strength to be able to make the cut if for those whatever 4-3s may or may not be able to make it in the next round, as that will be decided by your opponent's record. Your opponent's combined record, basically.
Plenty of randomizer tournaments still for Joey Mittens. Still has a few races left here. He can still fight for some honor and fight for some glory. So,
and just
good luck to him in his future matches. Okay, and unfortunately, Joey Mittens is not going to be joining us for an interview, so like I said, got a couple more randomizer tournament matches going on at the moment, as well as possibly still some Diddy Kong racing. And if you're up still awake, 4 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Central European Time. We do have a late night match that's 4.5 hours from now. And that will be on the primary Speed Gaming channel. So, I guess my name is Cross Product still, and this is ZephyrBlayze. If you want to go ahead and do the last couple plugs and sign us off, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for commentating with me, Cross Product, and of course, thank you to Yoko here for tracking for us throughout this seed. Definitely helps to have that visual representation of where we are and to have a better idea of where we're going next. Everyone have a fantastic night or morning if it's already morning wherever you are.